8 hours later, I got this hallway done. I finished up this closet. I restained it on the top. That looks a lot better. And whenever you start adding stain, you got to stain the whole thing or else your stain marks are going to show. And so I dabbed some stain on there as best I could in the areas where the tiles were, and you can still see it to a certain extent. And then I sprayed some cleaner on there and used my sponge that was full of that oily substance, and then I ran it all the way through here. And I blended it in right here. Got this hallway done right up to the doorway. And I don't know, I think I'm just going to leave it like that. See, the stain or the glue stopped right there, and then I just ran my dirty sponge over the edge of that. I think I'm going to leave that. I could scrape this back just a little bit and kind of taper it in a little bit better so it's not a straight line, let's say. That white paint, I kind of like that, but if you didn't want as much white paint, you could take a black felt tip marker and put a couple marks on that, let's say. Let's see here. That's looking pretty good. Especially here, let me get this light resituated. I like this right in here, and I may have to scrape this off with my scraper, my razor scraper, and maybe a little bit right there, and kind of blend that in a little bit better. Now see, I can do stuff kind of like that. I can do some touch up when I get up to this point. And here's that bedroom that I just did. Yeah, 8 hours of scrubbing away, scraping, brushing, rubbing. Now see right in here, I did this area last, and see where my line of stain is? Now I could lightly spray that and then get my rag on there just a little bit, but see, if you do too much, then you're going to have another line on the outside of that and another line. Well, I'm not too concerned about that right now, because you remember in this room I've got this sauna, and I'm only doing this much in this room right now. I mean, I could take this little section of tile out, and I might end up doing that, and then I can stain that. But ultimately, after I remove this, take it apart, take the sauna apart, I've got to take the carpet out, the pad out, the carpet tack strip, you know, the whole thing right in here. All this tile's got to go, scrape it, and then stain it. Now see, when I stain that whole area, when I clean it all, I didn't actually stain it, did I? Just used the rag, the sponge, and I sponged in the same stuff, and I took all the extra residue and I put it in this bucket. Look at all that stuff. Yeah, yucky. That thing's full of that. There's a little bit of water in there, but I'm just gonna keep that so when I need my sponge, I can dip it in there, let's say, if I need to. But see, once I get this out of here and stain this, there's no way I'm gonna match this stain exactly along this line here. Okay, so once I get everything stained on that side, then I'm going to have to go over the entire thing with the sponge, and I'll have to take my cleaner and kind of spray on there, and take my sponge that's got the oily residue stuff on there, and then I'll wipe down this entire floor from end to end, left to right, the entire thing all the way out to this door right here, and I'll blend it in right here at the doorway. You've got to do that. There's no possible way you're going to match this exactly. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.